Grandpa. My grandpa was one of the first prawn trawlermen working out of Mooloolaba. He had two great loves. He loved his family and he loved the sea. Grandpa owned a very special trawler called Jody, who he named after his baby daughter. His trawler Jody was 14 metres long and she was as white as the seagulls that flew above Grandpa as he fished. Her wheelhouse was orange, like a beacon for the ships, and for his catch there sat a big orange icebox. Time after time it was filled with sweet, fresh prawns. One Sunday night, Grandpa and his deckhand Jimmy set off to sea. They journeyed from Mooloolaba jetty until they reached Prawn Paradise, 15 nautical miles north of Cape Morton and 18 miles east of Caloundra. Grandpa and Jimmy worked through the night into the early morning. Suddenly the stars disappeared from the sky and their paradise turned dark and cold. The sea became rough and the wind gusts angrily tormented their faithful vessel. They could no longer work in the failing conditions. They made radio contact and decided to return. The sea continued to terrify Grandpa and Jimmy. Then out of the dark came a freak wave. It was 7 metres high and so powerful that it swamped the defenceless Jody, with Grandpa and Jimmy still inside the wheelhouse trying to steer themselves away from the storm. It was 3:30 a.m. Jody overturned and sank. Jimmy made a lucky escape from the wheelhouse and clung to the hatch cover. He spent 23 hours floating in huge seas. He tried to paddle, but he grew tired and allowed himself to drift and sleep. By afternoon, Grandpa's vehicle had been found unoccupied at Mooloolaba jetty. Grandpa and Jimmy had not returned and the trawler was reported missing. Mooloolaba fishermen hired a light plane to search between Cape Morton and Caloundra. They searched the seas from 4 p.m. till dark, but there was no sign of Jody and no sign of the two mates. More and more people came to the rescue and the sky was filled with hope. An SES helicopter, 4 fixed-wing aircraft and 3 trawlers gave their help. They searched and they searched for 4 long days, but nothing was found. Finally, young Jimmy was washed ashore on Sunshine Beach. He rested on the sand a while to gather strength, then climbed the cliffs to find a phone box. He slept waiting for a taxi. No one had believed his story and the taxi never came. When he awoke, he hitchhiked to the safety of a friend's house and the police were notified that Jimmy had survived. But days had passed and sadly, Grandpa was declared lost at sea. A special memorial was held for Grandpa at a park that filled with family and friends who came to say farewell. Though Grandpa was never found, a buoy marked Jody washed ashore at Tiwa-coloured sands and a yellow engine hatch was spotted off Old Woman Island at Majimba. There were remnants of Grandpa's last trip to sea. To this day, fishermen on Mooloolaba know where Grandpa's trawler is because when they are trawling, their nets hook up on his boat that lives on the ocean floor.